Everyone, Mr. G here. We're going to be taking a look here at Jess and Layla's Astronomical Adventure, Part 5. I want to say this page is 25 to 31. I think that's right. But first, let's check out our vocabulary. It is over here. I got to change the screen here. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our first word is afterthought. Okay, afterthought means postscript. That means like in a letter, when you do PS, postscript is what that means. Or like a second thought. An example would be Mr. G bought 2 cases of Baja Blast, but as he reached his car, he had an afterthought to get 2 more. So it's like something you kind of think of after you have an idea. It's kind of a weird word. Number 2, shrieked. It means to scream or to screech. An example here, Carlton shrieked at the eagle who was trying to steal his cousin Conrad. And then the third word today is hazily, which means unclear or cloudy. If you eat too much candy, you might have a hazy mind there. The example, Mr. G hazily walked into class. After he had his coffee, his head cleared and his lessons were way better. Okay, so those are the 3 examples of 3 of our vocabulary words. Okay, let's check out our text today. If I'm not mistaken, this is the 2nd chapter of our story. It's titled Telescopes and Squabbles. Here we go. A time machine is impossible, Jess said again, pausing between each word. But I wished on a meteor, protested Layla. Yes, but I wonder what will happen if I fiddle with the knobs on the clock, Layla interrupted Jess. Maybe I can turn it back to 1633. And why would you want to do that exactly? Jess asked flatly. This was getting ridiculous. Didn't Layla know they had homework to do? Because 1633 was the year Galileo was arrested, said Layla triumphantly. Nothing will happen if you change that clock, Layla, Jess said impatiently. Then you won't mind if I do it, will you? Layla reached for the little knobs that changed the time on the clock. Don't touch it, said Jess, suddenly nervous as she twisted her bangs between her fingers. Let me move myself over here. Ooh. Don't be scared, Jess, Layla reassured her friend. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we found Galileo? I feel bad that he was put under house arrest when he was right all along. Oh, excuse me. We could prove his theory was correct and change the course of history. Then, as an afterthought, she added, and it would help us with our homework project. Jess covered her face with her hands. I suppose scientists do experiments, she said through her fingers, and this is an experiment, right? Layla nodded and twisted the clock all the way back to 1633. The van started to shake as the engine roared to life. Lights flickered along the dashboard and the headlights came on, and the van lifted off the ground and started to twist up into the air. Suddenly, Layla couldn't tell if they were going backwards or forwards, up or down. This is like being on a roller coaster, shrieked Layla. I don't like roller coasters, and I don't like this either, Jess shouted back. Around and around they spun, as if they were in a giant red washing machine, until finally there was a loud bang as the van hit the ground and the headlights lost power. Layla peered hazily through the windshield. It's too dark to see where we are, she said, disappointed, or when we are. You could try to switch on the headlights back on, Jess suggested in a shaky voice. Layla switched on the headlights, as they flickered to life, they saw that the van had appeared in a room with a straw matting on the floor and a large wooden telescope on a table by the window. An old man sat up in the bed and blinked in the bright lights. Are you angels? He asked Jess and Layla. As Jess and Layla climbed out of the van. Hardly, said Jess, amused by the fact that they might be described as angelic. I'm Layla, said Layla, pausing. I keep making these little mistakes here. I'm going to start here again. I'm Layla, said Layla, pushing past Jess, and this is my friend Jess. Are you Galileo? The old man jumped out of bed, adjusting his nightcap and smoothing out his nightshirt. Yes, I am, but no one is allowed in my chambers, he said in a fussy voice. I am under arrest, and if anyone catches you in here, I will be in trouble. Look at that old guy. Readjust myself here. Okay. Let's face it, Galileo, said Layla. You're in quite a lot of trouble already. And anyway, your arrest is nonsense, because the theory about heliocentrism is right, said Jess, interrupting. Galileo looked amazed. How do you know about heliocentrism? Girls don't study astronomy, he said. These girls do, said Layla, and if you come with us, you can meet Nicholas Copernicus. I know you two will like each other. When did Dr. Goggles say Copernicus was born, Jess? Copernicus was born in 1473, Jess recited. So let's go back to around 1510. What on earth are you talking about? Nicholas Copernicus has been dead for almost 100 years, Galileo sputtered. Meeting him is simply impossible. He's as bad as you. No imagination, Layla said to Jess, and then to Galileo. I promise you'll have a great trip, Galileo. Galileo looked at the old red man. Your horse has very bright eyes, he said doubtfully. Are you sure he's safe? Jess and Layla tried to stifle their laughter as they helped Galileo into the van. Stifle means to kind of hold back. And there's Galileo looking at the van. All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Today's close read is in a discussion, so write your answer in the discussion, and then if there's other people who have already posted, please comment on theirs as well. If no one has commented yet, put your comment, and then come back maybe later if you can, and then comment on someone else's. All right, have a good day, guys, and I'll see you later.